Hello there and welcome back. This is the AM show, and Israel and I are about to get into the newspapers.
Yes.
And yesterday we're kind of wearing black, or we're dark, because it's the 1-year anniversary of the former president of Ghana, Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. May his soul continue to rest in peace. And we join with the family to remember and to celebrate everything that he meant to us as family and as a nation. I'm not going to talk about the fact that the memo was to wear black, and Israel has just gone off on his own.
No, but you've said it.
I said what?
Yeah, you've made it clear to everybody else I was supposed to wear black. But I'm just saying, and I'm sure the viewers would agree with me, this is dark enough.
You see, this is the same attitude that makes Hearts of Oak continually lose their matches. The same attitude.
How?
It's fine. Let's go into the newspapers. Do you want to start?
This is dark enough. Eh?
And to think that you were in the same class with Nana Konidu. You're supposed to.
Is that what Nana Konidu told you?
Oh, I missed you yesterday, though. It was so much fun watching you on the trotros.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and I had a lot of fun on the trotro. Apparently, the transmission was truncating, kept truncating.
Yeah.
So we didn't get the full. But it was fun.
It was fun.
I haven't been a trotro in a while.
Well, a while means how many years? 25, 30?
No.
40?
No.
50? 60?
It's just been like a year. The last time I was in a trotro was like last year.
For a JoyNews report, right?
No.
It was to do what?
I just felt like going into a trotro.
I just felt like going into it. So bougie. Okay, so at 6:45, we only have 15 minutes for the review.
Okay.
I'm going to trust you to start first and not use up all the 15 minutes.
I'll try.
No, you have to, because we have 4 newspapers.
Okay.
So you have 5 minutes.
Okay, let's go. All right.
Okay.
So on the front page of the Daily Graphic, 2022 budget preview, include exit taxes, CSOs advocate. So the CSOs are just saying that let's have a situation where there are all these companies that come into the country and are giving tax exemptions. They enjoy all the tax exemptions. And then just about when they're supposed to, the period they're supposed to enjoy the tax exemptions expires, they say, okay, we're packing out of the country. And so they go with with everything, I mean, and all the profits that they've made. And this is when the states are supposed to start enjoying from them. And they just pack out. So they're saying, let's have exit taxes. So at any point in time when you decide that you're leaving prematurely, you have to pay some penalties or pay some tax on whatever proceeds you want to go out of the country with. And so that's one of the suggestions that they're proposing. It was at a forum hosted by 11 CSOs, including the African Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, the Africa Education Watch, the Alliance for Reproductive Health Rights, the Action for Citizen-Led Transformation in Africa, ACT. There was also Oxfam in Ghana and Mobilization Africa. There's also the NRGI. There was also part of the Natural Resource Governance Institute. They also were part of it. One of the other things they said was that they want government to abandon the LNG import plan. So it says the Africa Program Officer at the NRGI, Mr. Dennis Jair, advised the government to abandon plans to import liquefied natural gas and optimize the utilization of domestic gas. Okay, also in the Daily Graphic, diabetes makes Africa more vulnerable to COVID-19. That's the WHO saying that de Klerk dies at 85. That's the former president of former South African President Frederick William de Klerk. It was under him that Nelson Mandela, the late Nelson Mandela, was freed from prison. And Al-Burham names new sovereign council. China agrees to ambitious climate action plan with the U.S. So initially, the U.S. president criticized China or the Chinese president for not being present at Glasgow for the conference. But it turns out that at the end of the day, they came up with something. They've agreed an ambitious climate action plan. Okay, Pakistan, 3 other countries strategize on Afghanistan. And resolution. So the Chinese Communist Party has passed a historical resolution cementing Xi Jinping's status in the political history. The document, a summary of the party's 100-year history, addresses its key achievements and future directions. Then, Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko opened another potential front against Europe yesterday, threatening to choke off gas supplies amid a deepening crisis that has brought migrants surging to EU borders and Western leaders planning to retaliate with more actions. Admit 499 students to School of Law, that's the AG to the Legal Council, General Legal Council. Public purse secure, that's Eugene Ahin saying that. In this story that's of interest to me, the communications director or director of communications at the Office of the President is responding to the call by the Catholic Bishops' Conference. So the Catholic Bishops' Conference, they were speaking at this year's plenary assembly of the GCBC in Wala Sunday. The president of the conference, the Most Reverend Philip Name, said, though poverty stares us in the face, it appears lost to those with power. The express committee of the President of the Republic to protect, the express commitment of the President of the Republic to protect the public purse, a promise that citizens welcomed, seems to be an illusion. So that's the position of the Catholic Bishops' Conference. But the President's Director of Communications, Eugene Ahin, says, no, that's not true. He says the President's pledge has not reneged on his pledge to protect the public purse. He says the transformation that are taking place in all aspects of national life, this is the Director of Communications speaking, in nearly 5 years, as epitomized in the success story of Free Senior High School, the Planting for Food and Jobs, the One District, One Factory initiatives, infrastructure development, among other policies and programs, was enough testimony to a public purse that was being well protected and an economy that had been well managed. So that's the Director of Communications. I'm sure there are many people in this country who disagree with him about the public purse being secure. I personally don't find it convincing. Okay, so moving on, review 1992 Constitution to reflect the current issues. So there's some panelists who have been discussing a review of the 1992 Constitution. Transport unions calls of strike. So there was a strike that was supposed to have happened yesterday, and they called it off. Pro-painting, they've called it off, or more like suspended it. They're saying they're looking at what government is going to do in the budget before they take their decision. Pro-printing of excess ballot papers in 2020, that's the NDC petitioning the IGP. State burial for Nana Ampedu. And then the conversation about the public purse being secure is here. It continues on page 16. One of the other things that the Director of Communications at the Presidency talked about was the delegation that went to COP. Now, he responded to the issue of the presidential delegation. So there's a list that's out there indicating that there were 337 people that came from Ghana, that were at the conference from Ghana. And I think we're one of the top countries, the countries with the most people at the event. Now, the Director of Communications is saying that he can speak for the presidential delegation, and there were just 24. Okay. But I believe what people are talking about has to do with government spending on sending 337 people. So, yes, you can say the president sent 24, but people are also interested. How many people did government sponsor? Exactly. Government sponsor. And people are pointing to the people who went from the EPA. Mm-hmm. They're representative from the EPA. And if the Minister of Energy is going, he's not going to go alone. He's going to go with his
entourage.
His entourage. So, yes, he may be on the president's list or president's delegation.
But his entourage are on the government. Because obviously he's not going to come from private pockets.
So, yes, if we're responding, if government is intending to respond to these things, they should respond and tell us that, yes, there were 337. Out of 337, maybe 300 were on government's ticket. And the 37 were media men and all of it. That's
Even the media men and stuff, at the end of the day, who actually contracted them and
There's some media men who went on their own, or
okay.
they were sponsored by other organizations.
Which are not public organizations?
No, not public organizations.
Okay, I'm just saying that I think that when we're responding to some of these things, we should respond to them as though you're responding to people who are intelligent and can think and are smart.
Thank you very much.
As opposed to responding to us like we're children and we can't read through, between the lines. That's what really pisses me off about the way that we're communicated to as Ghanaians sometimes. Like, y'all don't have sense and y'all can figure this out. No, it doesn't really work like that. So
you just said it.
Yes.
You just spoke in my mind. Anyway, moving on.
If only hearts of folk were like that.
Okay, let's move on.
Yes, listen. Israel.
Center spread.
You've done 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then let me end it.
Yeah, good. Okay, I'm going to do the daily guide. I'm going to do the daily guide this morning. Okay, go ahead.
Ethiopia jolts Ghana's World Cup chance, of course. It ended up being a 1-0 draw, and the Stars, it turns out, need a miracle against Bafana.
Yeah, just like Hearts of Oak. Okay, so front page of the Daily Guide. No judgment debt against Ghana. That's according to Godfred Dame, Attorney General. 620 million Ghana cedi Capital Bank case. Atu Essien weeps in court. Nana takes leave, responds to Bishop State's burial for Ampedu. And AG offers law school admission suggestions. Okay, so I want to do some international news. FW de Klerk is dead. Gosh, he's like such a household name for my generation because, you know, like he was always in the news, you know, about one thing or the other. WhatsApp users urged to be wary over friend in need scam. Musk sells 1.1 billion Tesla shares to pay taxes. So Elon Musk on Wednesday sold about 900,000 shares of the car maker stock, netting over $1.1 billion to pay tax obligations for stock options. Wow, okay. It's paying a lot of tax. Ceremony as Benin welcomes looted ad from France. China agrees to a climate action plan with the U.S. Eugene Ahin gives Breku First Library. So Eugene in the papers a lot today. Apparently he, okay, anyway. Entertainment, we need policies to guide radio presenters. That's Tommy Annan Forson. Don't compare me to other acts. That's Jackie speaking there. Film shooting tragedy. Crew member sues for negligence. And that's it for entertainment. Let me see if there's a few more. Okay, so the woman who was pregnant, the fake pregnancy lady, her case has been adjourned again. Wizkid headlines Ghana's Afrochella 2021. I saw the billboard for that. I think it's on the 28th of December. So Wizkid will be in town. So that's something to look forward to for Christmas. GMB wins award. Cho Boy Ensemble shines at Naga Danbe program. Back page, Gerard gets Villa job. So Steven Gerrard going to Aston Villa. Thou shalt eat lunch at training. Xavi spells out 10 commandments. Love how these foreign coaches are like laying down the law for their teams. Stars Qatar 2020 dream in limbo. MTN gives swag. Okay, big cash. So that's it for the Daily Guide. Should we go to, oh God, okay, you want to do the Hearts of Oak story. Yeah. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So Accra Hearts of Oak marked the 110th milestone. It was yesterday. We mentioned that.
Yeah, okay.
We played some Hearts of Oak song for them.
Oh, gosh.
One more story that I'd actually wanted to bring up that has to do with a case brought against the airport company. So family fights Ghana Airport Company over land. So they're saying that the airport city is actually owned, that land is their ancestral land, and they are in court. And they're seeking an order of perpetual injunction restraining GACL, that's the Ghana Airports Company Limited, and GCAA, their agents, assigns, workmen, or otherwise, however described, from interfering with those lands. Okay.
So, just another quick story to touch on. 1,166 drivers without license have been arrested between January and October this year. Yeah, so people driving without license is major. So y'all need to fix that. Go get your license. Not cool. Okay, we're going to do myjoyonline.com. It's 6:59. And we just
Let's get to my journal line. But this story about a Tuesian weeping in court is something that's of interest. But yeah, we can't bring that to you.
Can we get myjoyonline.com, please? Okay, Ghana records 18 new COVID-19 deaths. So 18 more people have died. And then 12 more cases, shooting the country's case count to cumulative total of 130,649.
Okay.
So we just need to be careful when it comes to COVID-19 and the way.
And go get your vaccine.
Get your vaccine. Wear your mask. Wear your mask.
So while we're waiting, maybe I should touch on this story. That Tuesian weeps in court. The founder and chief executive officer of defunct Capital Bank, William Atuesian, shed tears yesterday as he continued his examination in chief in the 620 million cedi trial, where he and two others are accused of stealing from the bank, leading to its insolvency. The accused was telling the court about the overall performance of the insolvent bank against other banks in the country following its classification as Class 1 Universal Bank, when he started showing signs of emotional breakdown.
Okay, yeah, no, this is not an all situation.
Why?
Right now, fam. Okay, so we're going to take a break for sports. And we have a big match coming up, so we're going to be talking about all of that and so much
Yeah,
more.
we had one yesterday, which the Stars drew, and then, so it means that you have to win convincingly against Bafana.
Yep.
This
Otherwise,
Sunday. Otherwise, we're out.
Safini, Adbina.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more about that. And of course, we'll bring you Israel's trip on the Chorchos yesterday, let you know how that went. And then so much more. And we're also remembering ex-president, or former president, late President Jerry John Rawlings, as we celebrate the 1-year anniversary of his death, celebrating his life and his legacy. All that and more on the AM show. Don't go anywhere.